was in Joni von Pesach Sheini. Ab Schar seine gekommen Iden am Gemont, Loma Nigora, I durch sie zugekommen a Parsche Chadoshe Beteire. Noch sagt man, als a Teire hin Nitzchi, dass a Hayro Nitzchi ist, a jeder Ried bechol Moken und bechol Zman. Hat mir nehmt auch gegeben, Birusha Kol a Teire mit Zviseho, danach dort die Zmane Miyuchodim, wo demult steht a Mitzvah Miyuchodim lejem Zeh. Mit noch mehr Stühle, mit noch mehr Jesser Seis und Jesser Eis, was bischaß lernen beteiligt, als weiß, als nicht Token verfallen. Und als hängt auf von ihm, als kann das Maschling sein, wird können Apfelpi, was durchgegangen. Kam Jomim, hat Akkorden Pesach mit allen Protein, wie ist gerechnet mit Parsche. Und wir sagten, Teira Semes, aber das Hayro nicht ist, dass bechol hat-Teker, בזמן זה, ובמוקים זה, ובכל אחד ואחד. Worum Teische Biksa, wie sich lechol Hades, sei bei Anoshim und sei bei Anoshim. Vehi sheyom do.
Hello there, the Bachrim. I'd like to tell you a story that is connected to Pesach. We're coming up to Pesach Sheini, so I would like to share a personal story that I had to show you and demonstrate how the Rebbe Mamish thinks of every single one of us. You think that the Rebbe is just the Rebbe and he didn't really think and he doesn't know you and it's not personal, it's just a general thing. And maybe those people that stood up and held a l'chaim in front of the Rebbe, so the Rebbe thought about them. But I want to share with you a story how the Rebbe planned and took care of me personally together with another bacher. In 1988, Tafshin Memches, 1988, I was a yeshiva boy in France. There was an American chaplain, a rabbi in the American military in Germany. And that individual, Rabbi Binyamin Axman, his name is, Zal gesund sein, he should be healthy, great guy. He wrote a letter to the Rebbe. He said he heard that the Rebbe is sending out Merke Shluchim, his Rebbe is sending out boys to different locations to help out different Jewish communities. And he asked if the Rebbe can send to him also. With such a letter he sent off. Now being in yeshiva in France, we got a phone call from Rabbi Krinsky asking if two Bachrim could go to help out in the military base over there. There's a chaplain who needs assistance. Right away we volunteered. The other boy that was volunteered with me was Rabbi Yossel Kranz, who is the Shliach in Richmond, Virginia. And so we volunteered, and within, I think we got the call on Wednesday night, Thursday. By Sunday, we were already at the chaplain. We made over there a summer camp. It was 2 weeks that the fellow had arranged for Jewish children to get together. It was an unbelievable experience, And of course, when we came back, we wrote a duch to the Rebbe, and we, Baruch Hashem, had a tremendous success. We didn't know this, that the chaplain also wrote a letter to the Rebbe, thanking the Rebbe for sending the boys. And we kept in touch with him, and we told Rabbi Axman, listen, when you come to New York next, we really want that you should come by on Sunday, plan to be there over a Shabbos, and come on Sunday to the Rebbe and get a bracha and get $1 from the Rebbe. And he said when he comes next, he will, Mitzvah Hashem. And sure enough, it was Purim Katan. It was a month before Purim. It was a leap year. So in Yud Dalid Adar Rishon, the first Adar, on the 14th of Adar, we went by the Rebbe, and in fact, Rabbi Krinsky went in front of the Rebbe and introduced the chaplain, and then afterwards the Rebbe looked at us and was waiting for us to be introduced. We went by. We were schnooks. We were yeshiva boys. What was I, 21 at the time, or something like that, 22, and the Rebbe all of a sudden called. He gave my friend $1 in bracha v'atzlacha, gave me $1 bracha v'atzlacha, and then all of a sudden the Rebbe started talking to us. And in fact, you could see in the video that you're about to see in a moment, you could see how we turned around and the Rebbe is talking to us and shares with us. And I want to point out, in a moment I'm going to show you the video, but I want you to listen to a couple things. Number one is the Rebbe said, today is Purim Katan, you should send them a Mazel Tov for Purim Gadol, for the regular Purim. Then the Rebbe asks us if we could send Shmura Matzah over there. And of course we say, you'll see, we stand there going like, my Chava says, yeah. And the Rebbe says, Mizol Zen Shikin, we should send over there Shmura Matzah and even more than you need. In the English, I don't think they translated 100% accurately. I don't remember the English, but the Rebbe says that you should send even more than you need. And then, of course, the Rebbe didn't leave Bachram hanging, and he turned around to Rabbi Krinsky and he says, he told Rabbi Krinsky he should cover the cost. So the yeshiva boys aren't left paying the cost. And sure enough, in fact, let me tell you the rest of the story. First, watch the video.
Ich dann dort gewesen, man sollte in Starbakotte dort.
Ja, dort kommt es gleich. Ja.
Ja, aber du darfst dann so von Zeit zu Zeit dort schlafen, dann schickt man Brief zu Purim, schickt man Brief. Zu Pesach, das war halt auf Purim Kotten. Da kommt die Schama Mazeltov zu Purim, Rodu, und dann noch, wenn ich halt auf Pesach, das ist so mehr. Kannst du schicken einen zu Schmure?
Ja, man kann mit sich.
Aber das ist dann die von Dame, die Zeus und alle Sachen. Man schickt sie auf Kolponen auf das Dorn, so sein kann. Mehr. Das war absolut serious, nach Woche Rabbe.
You just saw how we went by the Rebbe, and you saw how the Rebbe talks to us and tells us that we should send Shmura Matzah over there. We should keep in touch with the people, and we should send Shmura Matzah. And the words that Rebbe used at the end was, and we should send even more than we need. So immediately we went into action. Of course, we sent letters. I want you to know something as an aside. We didn't quite understand when the Rebbe said we should send a Mazel Tov. Right before Purim, my sister gave birth. That's the only thing I could think of, and we sent, of course, Mazel Tov, telling everybody about it. It was very interesting. But before Pesach, we were in touch with the chaplain, Rabbi Axman, and we said to him, we asked him, how much do you need? And he made a calculation. We told him, no square matzah on your table, no machine-made matzah. This year you're going to have shmura matzah. It's going to be, don't worry about it, we got it covered. The Rebbe has it covered. And sure enough, he said he made a calculation. I'll never forget, he made a calculation, 31 pounds of matzah. So, of course, we went to the matzah bakery, and we said we got to send 31 pounds of matzah to Germany, and we got to make sure it's arranged, and we got to want to make sure it comes there relatively whole. And he said the best way to do it is if you pack, normally the boxes come like 10 pounds, but if you wedge a single pound box of matzah into it, so it's 11 pounds per box, it wedges it, it holds it tight, and it ships much better. So we said, okay, the Rebbe said to send more than we need, so we said, you know what, we'll send 3 boxes of 11 pounds each. It's 33 pounds. I'll never forget. We put it in the mail. We sent it. We sent letters again to the people we were involved with. We were in touch with them. We sent in a report to the Rebbe. We called them up afterwards. How was Pesach? How was this? Excellent. It was wonderful. Beautiful. And that, we forgot about it. We kept in touch with them with Shavuos. Fast forward, it comes the summertime. And Rabbi Oxman, once again, asks if he can have some yeshiva boys come. So Rabbi Krinsky said, you went last year. Would you like to go back again? We said, of course. We went back. And in fact, the second year we went, we extended and we expanded. Not only we were on an Air Force base where we were the last year, the year before. The Air Force base, by the way, is a famous Air Force base. Whenever anything happens in the Middle East and they fly a soldier home, he passes by. It's called Ramstein Air Base. You might have heard about it. So in addition to that, we also expanded, and we went 2 weeks early to Frankfurt. At the time, there was no shliach in Frankfurt, and we went to the American Air Base in Frankfurt. We did a 2-week summer camp in Frankfurt, and then from after the 2 weeks was up, we went to the air base with Rabbi Oxman. And of course, after being there for 2 weeks, so when we arrived in, I'll tell you another story on the, as an aside. When we came into Germany, we had with us my chaver had, his uncle was getting married in Israel. So he flew from New York to Germany to Israel, and then he was going to be 2 days in Israel. He was going to come meet me on Tuesday or Wednesday it was. I was going to be alone for 2 days, so 3 days. So, but he left his boxes in his suitcase with me, and he just traveled on with a handbag. So I show up, and I literally load up, you know those wagons that you push in the airport? I literally load up 2 full wagons. There was one box that had totally food, cans of tuna and salamis, because we had to live. And another box had books, sfarim, and another box had prizes for the kids. Another box had T-shirts that we printed up that year, T-shirts, so that the kids could have for the camp. And I'm going through, and till I gathered it all together, till I put it on these wagons, and I'm pushing 2 wagons, pushing. And of course, when you come to the airport, there's a big sign over there that says if you have anything to declare. One line is green and one line is red. If you have anything to declare, you're supposed to go through the red. Of course, I'm a yeshiva boy, I'm going straight through the green. And by that time, the whole airport was empty, and there were like 6 police officers standing there. They look at me and they say, come here, what's all this? So I start hacking a chank. I start telling them, well, I'm helping out in the military. I'm helping this. I'm running a summer camp. The guy says, what's in the boxes? And he kept on asking me what's in the boxes. I didn't say. So finally I said, books. He said, all of it is books? The whole box is all of it is books? I said, books. He goes over to one box. One box had a little bit rip in the corner, you know, where the corners meet. It had a little rip. So he opens it up more, sticks his hand in. I was ready. He's going to pull out a salami. I was ready. He's gonna send me back home. He reaches in. He pulls out, as God is my witness, he pulls out a Hebrew English Tanya. He couldn't get it back in. He puts it on top. He says, "Get out of here." And with that, I took everything in there. We also comes with me this after 2 days. We spend 2 weeks in Frankfurt, and then from there it's time for us to go to Ramstein. Going to Ramstein, it's amazing. We have to take a bus until we show up and the whole thing. We would go traveling on Sunday, and Monday starts camp. Monday starts summer camp. We're gonna have a 2-week camp over there also for kids. We had like 20 kids. We show up, of course, and by that time all the food is empty. We finished all the salamis, all the tuna, everything. So the chaplain, Rabbi Oxman, starts teasing us and starts making fun of us. Oh, you're going to live on Pringles and Coca-Cola again? Are you going to eat, what are you going to eat exactly? Because there are certain things that we ate in his house and certain things we didn't. And of course, we are very particular and careful of Chalav Yisrael and of Pas Yisrael and Bishul Yisrael. And we were very particular in the kashrus. Not to say chas v'shalom that Rabbi Oxman didn't keep kosher. He kept kosher, and we relied upon many things in his house. But as Lubavitchers, we were very particular. And he was joking with us, what are you going to eat? What's going to be? And he starts, do you want, should I bring out tuna fish and Pringles? Or you want Cheerios? Because he used to be able to get certain American foods. And then all of a sudden he says, wait, I have something for you. And he goes over to the closet, and he reaches up in the closet, and you know that a closet like that where you hang your coats, then there's the shelf, and then there's the shelf that you normally don't use all the way on top. So he brings a little stool, he climbs up, and he reaches up, and he brings down a box. 2 pounds of matzah. Exactly 2 pounds. The Rebbe said, send extra. We ended up sending 2 pounds extra, and somehow it was left over. And that's what we ate. Not only did I eat it for those 2 weeks, but it is something that I am living with and I'm able to eat on a regular basis, and I share this matzah with you. The Rebbe knew, the Rebbe took care of. No question about it. The Eibishter should bench that we should be able to once again go to dollars. We should be able to go, and we should be able to first of all get out of this Zoom. We should be able to meet in person. We should be able to sit in Farbrengen in person. We should be able to share stories in person. And most importantly, we should go from here with the Geula, Amitzvah Shlema. We should go with the redemption. We should be able to go to Eretz Yisrael and be with the Beis Hamikdash once again.